Is anybody here? Hi. Oh my God. Well, what a day. Yep, sorry. I moved my computer and I unplugged the computer. Unbelievable. There we go. I want my slaw. Hey, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Is there any way I can end the other stream? Because it looks like, hang on a second, guys. I gotta end the other stream because there's people still sitting in there. Oh God. Why? Why? All right, here we go. How do I end it? All right, I can't seem to end this stream. Unbelievable. What a comedy of errors. Okay, guys. Tell everyone to abandon the other room if you can, because I can't seem to end that stream. Insane. Oh. So how's everyone else today? This has been quite an adventure. Hello, Aubrey. Hello, Joey. Hello, Lucas. I am sorry, guys. And Jules is now under the desk. Hey, Jules. R&D Studios, hello. Welcome. Welcome to the second attempt at a live stream. What did I even name this one? Is this like second attempt or something? Oh, my God. Oh, I'm glad you're having fun, Aubrey. Oh boy, I am tired. You know, they told me that my pain reliever was going to cause drowsiness, but this is just one step too far. No, today is not my day. Though all things considered, it's still better than the day they laid me off from work. That was still my least favorite day. Oh boy. So how's everyone doing? I'm sorry, I'm out of sorts today, man. Geriatric says, how is job hunting coming? Well, I'm not quite ready to say. Let's say it's going pretty good, and I'm on the verge of something that I don't want to jinx myself. So let's just hold off on that. I'll let you know something's coming. Joey says, you know who you should have called? Yes, Mari. Mari could have fixed this. Mari's got thousands and thousands of subs, though. He can live stream. Usually from a crowded movie theater. Well, thank you, Sev. Yeah, I don't want to jinx myself too much, but I feel pretty good about something, and I'm hoping. Brian says, I've heard that Spice World is out of print. Is that true? I don't know. CS would definitely know. That's for sure. He would definitely know. But not that he has to worry. He's got like 12 copies of it on multiple formats. Hang on, I'm picking stuff up off the floor. I tried to clean up my desk a little because now that you're staring at my desk, it's like I didn't want to have just a pile of crap sitting around. I didn't know if you guys wanted to stare at an autographed picture of Star Trek's Aaron Eisenberg. But yes, Sav says Spice World is out of print. Aubrey says, what are my feelings on the new live-action Disney films? All right, well, I'm kind of against them for a different reason than many people. Many people just don't like that they're remaking these classic animated films. And I don't disagree. A lot of times I wonder what the point is. One that I really kind of did enjoy was Maleficent. And part of the reason is, and spoiler alert for Maleficent, I won't say how it ends, but I will say this. It doesn't end the same way as the animated version. And that was kind of a nice surprise because I kept expecting it to end the same way as the animated version. And when it wasn't going in that direction, I kept thinking, oh, they're going to bring it around because this is how the story ends. And they never made that swerve to go to the way the traditional story ends. So therefore, I didn't see the ending coming. They really took me by surprise because I kept thinking, no, they're going to go there. They're going to go there. And then they didn't go there. So I enjoyed that because I'm like, oh, wow, I'm actually pleasantly surprised here. I didn't know where they were going with that. But like Beauty and the Beast, it's just the same thing. You know, it's like what's the point? It's the same thing. We've already got it. But the main reason I don't like them is because they killed Tron 3. I'm a huge Tron fan. I was so excited for Tron 3. And Tron 3 was going to happen. It was actually days away from starting filming. They were going to start filming. They were just on the verge of shooting Tron 3. And they pulled the plug on it and said, no. We're making more money from live action remakes. So they said that. They said, no, we're going to concentrate on live action remakes. So the live action remakes actually killed Tron 3. So I'm not a huge fan because of that. Mike Clayton says, hey, Mike, good to see you. Aubrey says, why didn't they call it Sleeping Beauty? Well, the focus is squarely on Maleficent. She is the lead of the film. So, yeah, check it out. I think it's worth seeing. And apparently there's a sequel coming. I think they showed some exclusive trailers for it at some of the recent cinema things that were going on. I wasn't privy to them, but yes. Boredom Strike says, hi, Krazy. Hi, Boredom Strikes. Good to see you. Yeah, well, the angle is not comfortable. I gotta tell you, the angle is not comfortable for me, but it's a mess over there. So Brian says, hey, Joe, which part of Creed do you like better, 1 or 2? You know, I might go with 2. Because you know what? I always said Rocky 4 was my least favorite Rocky movie. I really, had a lot of problems with Rocky 4. A lot of people say Rocky 5 is their least favorite, but I'm going to give Rocky 5 a lot of credit. It's not a great movie, but it at least tries to tell a coherent story. Rocky 4 is really just a music video. It's music montage after music montage. The story's kind of nonsensical. I think Rocky 5 is a better film than Rocky 4 because Rocky 5 is at least trying. Doesn't succeed, but it's trying. The funny thing about Creed 2 is it actually makes Rocky 4 a better movie. If you watch Rocky 4, then watch Creed 2, it gives so much more weight to Rocky 4 because suddenly Ivan Drago isn't so much of a cartoon anymore. Like they flesh him out in Creed 2 and he becomes human basically. In Rocky 4, he's kind of a cartoon character. So yeah, I really like Creed 2 a lot. Aubrey says, I heard there was a second one as well. Maleficent. Yes. Boredom Strike says it comes out in October. Wow, that's really soon. I didn't realize it was coming out that fast. Joey Baseball says Hollywood has run out of ideas. I disagree, Joey. I think Hollywood has a lot of ideas. There's no shortage of creativity. There is a shortage of willingness to take a chance on something that isn't proven. So there are original ideas, there's original scripts, and they just don't want to take a financial risk on them, so they go to the tried and true, which is unfortunate. But Aubrey says, show the mess no one minds. Ah, but you are incorrect. There is someone who does mind, and I will get in a lot of trouble if I show you the mess because my wife definitely minds. And she'd be like, you showed that mess? So yes, there is someone that minds. So shooting from this angle keeps me out of trouble. Joey says, don't move the computer and we should be fine. Actually, I can move the computer up now. What pulled the plug was the way the plug was plugged in. I fixed it. I can do this now. And this is what I was trying to show before. That's the 2002 version of Castle Grayskull. That's a recreation of the original. Not the original, but a recreation of the original. And that's what it looked like in the 02 version. Right there. I can do that now without pulling the plug. I fixed it. Ooh, I'm a little out of breath. I have asthma. I don't know if anyone knows this. You may notice sometimes if you watch my videos, I hear it sometimes. You notice my videos, I'll be breathing heavily. I'm a heavy breather because I'm asthmatic. And my asthma is mostly under control, but sometimes I get breathing very heavy, and it's happening right now. I don't have my inhaler with me, unfortunately, so I apologize. You're going to have to put up with me breathing right now. Eyewear says, Joe, worst movie ever, War of the Worlds remake or Daredevil? Whoa, wait. Which War of the Worlds remake are we talking about? Are we talking about the 05 one by Spielberg? Because I love that movie. I felt like that was a real throwback to 70s Spielberg. I really liked that. However, there was a couple other War of the Worlds remakes. The same year, there was one set in Victorian London that went direct to video. Awful, painful to sit through. And then there was another direct to video one that starred C. Thomas Howell. And I got to be honest, I never saw that one. So, and Daredevil, the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck is actually really good, especially if you watch the director's cut. It's probably the first time in the history of ever that adding Coolio to something makes it better. It's crazy. It shouldn't work, but it does. Gary says, will she? Hey, Gary. Sav says it's 3:32 and I'm sitting in bed watching your video. Oh, Sav, I'm sorry. No one should stay up for this. I apologize. Oh, boy. Gary Reed says War of the Worlds remake. They changed the ending and tone of the story. See, I really like that one. I really like that one. Joey says, don't show us the mess, otherwise the stream will be a mess. Lucas says, who do I like better, Elton John, Queen, Celine Dion, or Julie Andrews? That is a diverse group right there. I'll go with Julie Andrews and Queen. I'll make that a tie between Julie Andrews and Queen. I don't know. Anyone... My favorite band of all time is the Monkees. I love the Monkees. So that's my favorite. Where was I? I'm losing my spot here. Gary Reed says, Joe, which 20th anniversary screening would you rather have, The Matrix or South Park? Good question. I'm going to go with The Matrix. I don't know. Maybe I should go with South Park. The Matrix has kind of been tainted by those sequels. Brian says, did I like the remake of Death Wish? I never saw the end. I walked out of it. And I didn't walk out of it because I was hating it. I walked out of it because there was a movie in the other theater that I wanted to watch more. But it was, yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was fine. I wasn't terribly impressed with it, and there was something else in the other theater, and I'm like, I'd rather check out that other movie. So I think I was 15 minutes into Death Wish, and I theater hopped because I was like, I'd rather see the other movie. It was I was using Movie Pass at the time, and it was a Movie Pass thing. Like, Movie Pass was letting me see Death Wish, but it wasn't going to let me see the other movie. So then I just snuck into the other movie. I don't even have Movie Pass anymore. So I can say that now. What are they going to do? They're going to cancel my account? I already did. Eyewear says, thanks for the explanation. When you walk into the theater, it does remind me of the heavy breather from Student Bodies. Yeah. Sorry about that. And the funny thing is, my dad was a heavy breather too, and he did not have at least we don't think he had asthma. We never diagnosed with asthma, but I definitely breathe heavily because of my asthma. And oddly enough, I'm highly allergic to cats and dogs, and yet there's a cat and a dog running around. So Joey says he noticed the heavy breathing, but literally thought I was trying to imitate Darth Vader. The director of Daredevil is much better. The director's cut is much better than the theatrical release. Absolutely. The director's cut's really good of Daredevil. They should have released that to theaters. Joey Baseball says he'll go with Iron Giant. That's a good one. And the Matrix trilogy was it coming in 4K? Cool. All right. Cruel Intentions, man. I'm still baffled by that. Like, I don't know who the audience is for Cruel Intentions, because now I'm not saying there's not an audience. I'm not saying there's not an audience. It certainly was a hit movie in the day, but I don't hear people talk about it now. Like, when people talk about their favorite movies, I never hear people say, "Oh, Cruel Intentions." So that one came out of the blue to me, that suddenly this movie was getting a theatrical re-release. Now, someone said, well, it was really big with women. And it's like, okay, well, our teenage girls apparently in 99 were really into it. But that shirt I saw at Target was in the men's department. That was a men's t-shirt. So I don't know. I don't get it. I think, the dialogue was so cheesy and the performances are so over the top that I think people are probably liking it ironically. I'm knocking water over here. I think it's got to be like one of those ironic things. Could be wrong, but maybe. Lucas says, what's my favorite Muppet movie? Oh, Muppets Take Manhattan. I love Muppets Take Manhattan. Love that movie so much. Gary Reed says, Joe, did you hear DC is basically taking the James Bond approach in their cinematic universe in the sense that their characters are the same, but continuity between them is secondary? Hang on one second. Excuse me. I apologize. Well, I think right now they're actually taking the Marvel Comics approach, because if you look at the early Marvel films, Iron Man was very standalone. The Hulk, standalone. Thor, standalone. And same with Captain America. Then they brought them together for the Avengers. And DC tried to do the opposite and put them together from the beginning. And that didn't really work. So if you listen to the quote that I think it was Kevin, the guy was just ousted as the head of Warner Brothers, Kevin Tsuchihara, is that his name? He said that they're going to do standalone movies now and connect them later. So I think they tried to connect them first and they found this isn't working. So I think now they're just taking the Marvel approach and they're just going to say, like, standalone movies, and then once we build a rhythm, then we can connect them. Like, I think the goal is Justice League 2, because Justice League 2 is Justice League's a huge property, and I think they definitely want to have the Justice League be a thing, but they need to earn the audience trust, which they did not do the first time. So now through these individual movies, they're doing it. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, they're halfway there. And I just saw my good buddy Super Enthused came in. Hello, Jackie. Good to see you. Man, I really do wish I brought my inhaler down with me. I'm not going upstairs. I'm not leaving the stream again. We will not have a repeat. I promise. Brian says, do you think Peter Rabbit is okay? I haven't seen it. I got to be honest. I haven't seen Peter Rabbit. Super Enthused says that it tapped into something at the time. It was bad. It's a bad movie, and people love it because it's bad. I think that's got to be it. Because I hadn't seen it in 20 years, and I went and saw it, and I was taken aback by how cheesy it is. Because I'm a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan. Like, I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Sarah Michelle Gellar is a good actress. Like, you watch an episode like of Buffy, like The Body, where she finds her mother dead. She gives great performance in that episode, but then you watch her in Cruel Intentions, she's so over the top. But everyone's so over the top in that movie. They had to have been going for that. Like, it's the only thing I could think of. R&D says, went to the 35th anniversary of The Karate Kid. It was a lot of fun. I would have loved to have gone to that. It's I gotta choose carefully for those things these days. Aubrey says, I was not a fan of Cruel Intentions when it came out, even though I was a fan of Dawson's Creek. And no teenager speaks like those high schoolers. No. That dialogue was really ridiculous. Joey says, I told you my Cruel Intentions was back in theaters. Maury loves that. It's all Maury. It's all Maury. You know, this Maury joke. I don't even know how many people get the Maury joke. Go watch my review of Us with Dave Perillo if you want to find out about Maury. I'll tell the story. We're watching Us, and someone opened up the door of the theater and yelled, "Yo, Maury! Maury!" And Maury didn't answer. And, you know, when you're watching a creepy movie, it just ruins the tension when someone screams, "Yo, Maury!" Because there's nothing creepy about the name Maury. It's not a name you can be scared of. I'm sorry to say. Jesse says, hope they do a 30th anniversary of Uncle Buck and Ghostbusters 2. That would be nice. That would be nice. Sav says, I picked up He-Man She-Ra Christmas Special. I love the He-Man She-Ra Christmas Special. And Muppet Christmas Carol today. Yeah. Those are good ones. Gary doesn't think DC needs to copy Marvel. I don't think they need to interconnect everything, but I think, you know, a Justice League movie every couple of years could be fun. Joey Baseball says, Chrissy Marie B, if you're watching, Joe needs his inhaler. Thank you, Joey. I don't think she's watching. I don't think she's watching tonight. I think she went right to bed. Super Enthused says, biggest Buffy fan ever here. Jackie, we're going to have a Buffy off. See who's the bigger Buffy fan. No, I have some serious love. You know what? What did I just find? Because I'm going through the stuff on my desk. Look, I got my autographed picture of Anya right here. And on the other side is my autographed picture of Glory, Claire Kramer. So this is just all the crap I've accumulated on my desk. This large collection of stuff. Anyway. Jesse says, for sure, Super Enthused, it gets a lot of hate for some reason. I think we're talking about Ghostbusters 2. Yes. I lost track there. Super Enthused loves Sarah Michelle Gellar with all her heart. And you know what? I got to tell you, I love my wife dearly, but you know who my first love was? It was Willow. I think all through the 90s and early 2000s, I was just deeply devoted to Allison Hannigan. This is really throwing me off this angle. I apologize, guys. I wish I could live stream from my phone again. Soon. Lucas says, time for a joke. Oh, here we go. Time for a joke. A boy says to a girl, people are like bugs. They are always getting smashed. All right. Gary says, Joe, do I have a favorite Friday the 13th sequel? I like part 7. I like the New Blood, the one where he fights the telekinetic girl. I've always liked that one. Jesse says part 4 and 6 are his favorite. Brian says, what do I think of the TV show Charles in Charge? I just got season 1 and 2 on DVD. Honestly, I didn't even know season 2 was on DVD. It was okay. Not a huge fan, but I watched it back in the day. I definitely watched it back in the day. Joey says, who's my favorite actress? Oh boy, that's tough. Today, I don't know. The girl who starred on Orphan Black, what's her name? Tatiana. She was really good because she played like 5 different characters. Is she my favorite actress? I don't know, but off the top of my head, she was really good in that role. So let's put her in the conversation. Yes, Tatiana Maslany, Jesse says. She was very, very good. Is she my favorite? I don't know, but she comes to mind because she played like what was it, 5 different characters on that show? I lost track of that show after like season 3. It started to lose me after season 3, but the first 2 seasons were so good. Mike Crawford says, do I have the replica of the Slayer Sith in my collection? I do not, but I do have an Angel puppet from the episode Smile Time where Angel got turned into a puppet. I do have the Angel puppet. Jackie, are you still here? What's your favorite episode? Just curious as to what your favorite episode is. Probably the same as mine. I think everyone's favorite episode is the same. Am I right? Does everyone who loves Buffy have the same favorite episode? Probably. Aubrey says, will I be doing flea market hunting with CS? You got to check out the video he posted today. I was there. I was there shooting a new episode of the Lunchbox Bunch. So check that out this Friday. Lucas says, have I watched Titanic yet? I have not. Not yet. Joey says, Coolio sings the Keenan and Kel theme song. I did not know that. I met Kel Mitchell last year at Great Philly Comic-Con, though. He was very nice. I got a joke that some people might get. A Roman walks into a bar holding up 2 fingers and says, 5, please. I like that one. I like that one. Jesse says Tatiana Maslany was also in that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, Stronger. I haven't seen that movie. Joey Baseball says his favorite actress is Haley Steinfeld because she's Haley Steinfeld. She was very good in Bumblebee. Jesse asks, do I like the 90s Buffy movie with Christy Swanson? Hang on, listen to this. Let me see if I can. You guys should be able to hear this. Is my volume turned on? Obviously, I had to change. The title of my podcast changed. It used to be Megapodzilla, and then it changed to Megapodtastic. So there's a little bit of editing here. Because she was saying the wrong name. Here we go.
Hi, this is Christy Swanson. Does the word duh mean anything to you? You're listening to the
Mega Podtastic
podcast.
So I had to change that to Mega Podtastic because she said the old name. But yes, I have a bumper from Christy Swanson. Does the word duh mean anything to you? Aubrey says, that's right, you made a cameo with Dave. I totally forgot. Yeah, Dave's audio went out. Oh, Dave Perillo, you mean? Yeah, Dave Perillo and I were there. But Cinema Sickness Dave, his audio went out. So you couldn't hear what we were saying, but I really was going to the Peep store. We were taking my daughter to the Peep store. And we got this running gag going about the Peeps. So he said to me on camera, and you didn't hear it because the audio went out, but he said, are you leaving? And I said, yeah, I'm going to the Peep store. And then he said, Joe, you've got a problem. And I yelled, I do not have a problem. I can quit anytime I want. And that's how we ended me being in his video. So then I did go to the Peep store. And if you stayed through all the way through the end, you'll see footage of me at the Peep store because I shot myself going into the Peep store and then texted it to him. I'm like, here, if you need a tag. But I don't know that the joke works because his audio went out. But yeah, because on the video I said I'm going to the Peep store, and then I sent him the video of me going in the Peep store, going, I'm at the Peep store. I'm at the Peep store. So it's a shame the audio went out because I actually thought it was pretty funny. One of the first times, by the way, Dave Perillo was on Cinema Sickness's channel. It was a very funny thing because he met us at it was at the Delaware County Flea Market about a year ago, and Dave met us there, but he had never been on Cinema Sickness's channel before at that time. So the Cinema Sickness audience did not know Dave because Dave had never made an appearance on the channel. So I decided I was going to do this crazy entrance, and I jumped in and started. He was doing the beginning of the video. He says, "Hey, we're at the Delaware County Flea Market. I got Crazy Joe with me," and I jumped in, and I started doing this little dance. So Dave Perillo walks by, and I went like this to high five him, and he just kept going, and it didn't high five me. And then I started dancing again. But the funny thing is, to the average viewer who wouldn't have known who Dave was because we never introduced, this is Dave Perillo, and he doesn't appear anywhere else in the video. It looks like I just tried to high five some completely random dude, and the guy just shot me down like. So it's really funny, actually. I think it is when I watch it, especially because if you don't know who that is, and you don't know that we know him, it just looks like I just went up to a strange guy and went. And the guy shot me down. All right. Where was I? Yeah, there was no audio. That was a shame. Joey says, Joe, why didn't you want the TMNT lunchbox? Yeah, the audio got cut out. We were harassing him about how that wasn't actually a lunchbox. We're going, that's not a lunchbox. That's a tin collectible. That is not a lunchbox. Then we made him open it. We're like, is there a sandwich in there? And he opened it up. We're like, there's no sandwich. That is, we're like, good day, sir. We do not want your lunchbox. Brandon says, went from the Meadowlands down to my home in South Jersey, stopping at several Goodwills along the way. Did you find anything good? Lucas says, I love Full House. I think I've seen every episode of Full House. I got to be honest, I wasn't a fan, but my brother was, so I've seen them all. Believe me, I've seen them all. Brian says, do you if the movie Convoy is on DVD? I'm not familiar with that movie. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm not. I don't know it. Gary says, how do you identify the Italian at a cockfight? He's the one who bets on the duck. All right. Jesse says, that's awesome, Joe. Love the 90s Buffy movie. It's funny seeing Ben Affleck. Yes, Ben Affleck has a tiny cameo in there. I think we lost Jackie. It's a shame. Oh, just gonna get her talking Buffy. Aubrey says there's a Peep store. Where? My mom would love it. Aubrey, what state are you in? I think there's only like 3. It's called Peeps and Company is the name of the store. And there's only like 3 of them like in the country. They're owned by Michigan. Okay. I don't think there's one near you. There's one in Pennsylvania, and it's near Bethlehem, which is where the Just Born candy factory is. Just Born makes Peeps, Hot Tamales, Mike and Ike's, and they're in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And there's the Peeps and Company's not far from there. We're probably about an hour away from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It took us like 40 minutes to get to the Peep store. There's also one in Maryland, like right outside Washington, D.C., and I think there's a third one, but I don't know where the third one is. Brandon says Rathacon VHS. Oh, that's what you found? That's pretty good. Joey says, funny how the April Fool's Day Crazy Joe After Dark went off without a hitch, but the April 8th. Yes. Nothing but problems. Jesse says, Dad, I used to watch Family Matters or Fresh Prince. I used to watch them both. I used to watch both of them. Here, I'm going to take this off the wall, and then I won't be able to get it back on the wall. Watch how this works. Here's one of my favorite sitcoms of all time. That is me with Larry and Balky. I loved Perfect Strangers. Yeah, that was my favorite TGIF show. All these TGIF shows that get revivals, and I'm always like, where's the Perfect Strangers revival? Nobody wants to revive Perfect Strangers. I don't understand why Larry and Balky don't get the love. All right, I'm going to have to put that back up later. It's not going to go back now. I knew that was going to happen. Joe, have you seen Barely Lethal? No, I haven't. Is that a movie or a TV show? Aubrey says my mom has family in PA, so we could travel. What part of PA, if you don't mind me asking? No problem. If you're going to the Peep store, get in touch. Maybe I'll meet up with you guys. I'm always up for a trip to the Peep store. I have a Peep problem. Mike says, watch the Buffy movie closely, and you'll see that Seth Green is in it as one of the unnamed vampires. I've heard that. I've never found him, though. I've heard he's in it. He also plays Allison Hannigan's boyfriend in My Stepmother's an Alien. Joey says, did I make a video inside the Peep store? I didn't. Only because we kind of did that before on Cinema Sickness's channel. And I'm not sure there's enough in there that I could mine it for more material than we already did. Mike Clayton says, I'm seeing a few people from Michigan in here. We're having a Michigan party. Balky. Yeah. Gary says, what do you call an Italian with one arm? A speech impediment. This is true. Coming from an Italian family, this is true. What do you call a Mexican fighting a priest? Alien versus Predator. Oh man. Jesse says he was in the Beverly Hills Cop movies too. Yes, he was. And Balky was in one of my favorite movies of all time that I just watched for my birthday, True Romance. Yep. Played Elliot in True Romance. I love that movie. Excuse me. Joey says Seth Green might be hard to find. He's very small. I was in a room with Seth Green and didn't see Seth Green. That's how small he is. Dave Perillo had an art show in L.A. There's an art gallery in L.A. called Gallery 1988. And Dave was doing an art show. And Seth Green showed up at the art show. And the gallery's not that big. It's It's average size. I mean, it's not like a huge gallery. And I never saw Seth Green. We left. He goes, "Did you see Seth Green was there?" I'm like, "No." And he goes, "Well, he's so short. You probably didn't notice him over the crowd because there were a lot of people there. He probably just was." Yeah, I did meet him once. I got my picture with him. But yeah, it's funny. I was at this art gallery and he was just hanging out there and I never once saw him because I don't know. He just, yeah, he's not a tall gent. But Gary says, "Who remembers Seth Green as Dr. Evil's son?" Oh, I didn't know he was on that '70s show. I remember from, obviously, I remember Dr. Evil, but I don't remember him being in that '70s show. He was Patrick Dempsey's little brother in Can't Buy Me Love. You know, I've never seen Can't Buy Me Love. I gotta see that one of these days. Joey says, "Did I see that Garfield costume?" Not only did I see that Garfield costume, I went home with it. I bought that Garfield. Well, no, I didn't buy that Garfield. Long story. I have a friend who collects old Halloween costumes, and he bought the Halloween costume, but he wasn't there. I took a picture of it, sent it to him, said, "Hey, you want this?" He said, "Yeah." So I picked it up for him and delivered it actually to his wife at work earlier this afternoon. So yes, I went home with that Halloween costume. I don't have it anymore though. I delivered it to them today. Sav says, "Movie starring Haley Steinfeld." Are we just naming any movie? Any movie starring True Grit? Jesse says Seth Green was also in the '90s movie Airborne. That's another one I never saw. Rick Crawford says they need to put My Stepmother as an Alien on Blu-ray so I can upgrade my DVD copy. Did I hear they're making a Top Gun 2? I did. I don't think it started shooting yet, though, has it? Is this Seth Green's story another one-legged Biff story? No, I can verify this one's true. The gallery is owned by a guy named Jensen. What's his last name? Jensen. Hang on a second. Gallery 1988 Jensen. It's a shame. I've met Jensen and I can't remember his last name. Jensen Karp. Okay. It's owned by a guy named Jensen Karp, and he is I guess, he's a pretty impressive guy. Like, if you look at his resume, the things he does in addition to running an art gallery are pretty interesting. Like, he's a rapper, and I think he's written books, and I think he acts. I mean, this guy's like a jack of all trades. He does everything. But he's actually married or engaged. Maybe he's not married. Maybe it's engaged. He's either married or engaged to the girl from Boy Meets World, Topanga. That's his wife or his girlfriend. They might be married. I don't know. But he's friends with Seth Green. So every time he has a gallery show, Seth Green comes. I mean, it's a big gallery out in LA for like celebrities. Like, I know Chris Hardwick actually recorded an episode of the Nerdist podcast there years ago. And I think there was like a video, like a Funny or Die video where like Martin Starr was in there once. And so, yeah, it's one of those like places like, because celebrities go there to buy their art. But when we went, I didn't see any big stars, but apparently Seth Green was there and I just didn't see him. But yeah, no, Seth Green is actually friends with this Jensen Karp who runs the place. So I know he goes to all those shows. So yeah, no, but Dave, what I didn't tell you guys is I met Tom Wilson last weekend. I was at a convention last weekend and Tom Wilson was there. and he heard the prosthetic leg story. I went up to him. I told him, I said, I thought you had a prosthetic leg for like 12 years. He loved it. He loved that story. He was laughing. He said, congratulate your friend. He played a really good joke. Like, he really actually enjoyed that story. Sav says, good night. Good night, Sav. Thanks for staying up. I appreciate it. I hope we were entertaining enough to make it worthwhile. Jesse says, do I like the John Candy movie Summer Rental? Man, that is my favorite John Candy movie. I love Summer Rental. I really, really like that. The part, man, when they're in the wrong house, he brings his daughter down, and the daughter says, Daddy, I wet my bed. No, honey, you wet their bed. Love that movie. Aubrey says, are there any shows that I've been getting into recently? I've been really enjoying the hell out of What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show on FX, What We Do in the Shadows. They've only aired 2 episodes, but my God, it's hilarious. I like the movie too, but the show is great. I've also been enjoying the one with Harry Potter. What's his name? Daniel Radcliffe. Miracle Workers. I don't know if anyone's been watching Miracle Workers, but that's been pretty entertaining. The premise is Steve Buscemi is God, and Steve Buscemi is going to destroy the earth if Harry Potter and this girl can't get this couple to kiss. It's just a really shy guy and a really shy girl who have like a crush on each other, but they're both too shy to do anything about it. So it's been an entertaining show. Those are the only 2 like new shows that I think I've been watching. But I'm really enjoying What We Do in the Shadows. I also watched the pilot episode of the new Twilight Zone. In fact, I think there's probably a new episode of the new Twilight Zone on tonight. I still haven't watched the second episode. First episode was okay. Hey, Greg's here. Welcome, Greg. Good to see you. Good to see you, my man. Yes, this thing is definitely on. Lucas says, what's my favorite band? Queen, Jackson 5, the Rembrandts, or the Beatles? I'm still going with the Monkees. You know what? Another one of my favorite bands is Nerf Herder. I love Nerf Herder. If you're not familiar with Nerf Herder, just Google Nerf Herder, man. They are great. Joey Baseball says, Joe, what's your initial thoughts, or what was my initial thoughts when I heard they were making a spinoff of the movie Air Bud? Wow. I don't remember what my initial thoughts were. That was so many years ago. I think my thought was probably, why? But that franchise is still going because they got the like Air Buddies and Spooky Buddies, and they're still making those movies. Jesse says, what's my favorite Police Academy? Police Academy 2, their first assignment. Without question, I love Police Academy 2. Gary says, what's an innuendo? An Italian suppository. This is true. Jesse says, on Summer Rental, I love when John Candy goes to the bartender asks her, what can I get you? And he says, drunk. I love when the woman got the neighbor got the breast implants, and she asks John Candy, how do these look? And she lifts her bikini up, and he says, similar? I love that line. How do these look? Similar. What a great line. Greg says he saw Shazam last night. What did you think, Greg? I actually saw you went with Jason to see it, right? Did you guys enjoy it? I've seen it 3 times now. I love it. I absolutely love it. Let me know what you thought. I can't wait to hear. Salivating the Salamander It's a good name. A lot of alliteration there. Did I see what happened with Bret Hart? I heard he got beat up, like at the Hall of Fame or something. He was entering the Hall of Fame and got beat up. And I heard that from Rick, because I don't really follow WWE too much, but Rick actually told us that at the flea market. Is that true? Someone came in, attacked him, and security had to like go in and take the guy out or something. Ooh, I need my inhaler. Joey says there's only 2 shows currently on TV I think watching. Adam Ruins Everything and John Oliver. Well, for me, everything revolves around Star Trek Discovery. That's the show that I salivate over and can't wait till the next episode each week. And there's only 2 episodes left. I can't wait to see how it's going to end. It's been so exciting this season. I'm dying to see how it's going to end. But I also watch all the DC shows. I like The Flash. I like Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow just came back, but I haven't seen the new episode yet. And I really like the Goldbergs. So yeah, there's a few shows I watch. I had to give up on Arrow. I can't. I just Arrow lost me. I used to love Arrow, and it's not the same anymore. It's not the same anymore. Brian says, Joe, did you like the new movie A Star is Born? I haven't seen it. I got to be honest, the trailer didn't appeal to me. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. I mean, I hear it's great, but it just doesn't look like my kind of movie. Yeah. Aubrey says, is Shazam worth seeing in the theater? I haven't been to the theater since Lego Batman. Oh, Aubrey, man, go see Shazam. I saw it 3 times. It's so much fun. It's so entertaining. There are big laughs in that movie that made me laugh each time I saw it. It's got so much heart. It's charming. It's got heart. I can't say enough good things. I just can't say enough good things. Mike Crawford says, love Miracle Workers. Hope they have a second season. Yes, me too. It's over, right? Like they've already done. Like I'm not. I haven't seen the end of it yet. But because we're so behind on things, Christine and I. But yeah. Woo, I'm tired. Sorry. Gary says, Joe gotta go. Another joke. Here we go. Okay. What do you get when you cross a Chinese guy with a Mexican, a car thief who can't drive? Oh, oh boy. Greg says, loved Summer Rental. It's a classic, man. Shazam was great. Jason even laughed a few times. Is Jason that stoic? Is he that hard to get a laugh out of? Joey says, apparently the original Air Bud had a pretty tragic life. He got doggy cancer right after filming Air Bud and had to get one of his legs amputated. Oh, that's so sad, man. Not my kind of movie, but I don't want to hear that about a dog. I love dogs. Jesse says, yes, on Summer Rental. After she shows him the boobs, she says, do you like them? Yes. I just got him. Who had him before you? And the husband says it was either that or a new drill or something, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I take those over a power tool any day." Oh man, I gotta watch that movie again now. I love that movie. And the guy in the bed when he's like, "What are you doing?" And the guy goes, "I'm trying to watch the Smurfs." Oh yeah. Did you ever see the one where Papa Smurf took a crutch and beat the guy with the bread? Oh wow, I'm rambling now, man. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in so many years. I gotta watch that again. Joey says, "Why don't they release all the episodes of Star Trek like they do on Netflix?" You know, Joey, I'm kind of glad they don't, because it gives me something to look forward to every week. I really like the anticipation of every week, like, ooh. And it's become a big deal for my wife and I. Like, we make popcorn and like we make a big thing out of it. It's kind of like our date night. It's like, oh, it's Thursday, Star Trek's on. Make the popcorn, get the kids in bed. We're watching Star Trek. because we don't get out much. so that's what we got. Joey says, you saw Shazam 3 times. Yes, I did. And you know what? I could easily go see it again. I really enjoyed it. Aubrey says, I'm going to try to go sometime soon. Aubrey, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. It's really entertaining. Greg says, am I worried about the future of Marvel movies? A little bit. I'm a little worried about Avengers Endgame, actually. I feel like it's too highly anticipated, and it's probably going to let people down because people are just, it's the culmination of 10 years worth of movies. That's big shoes to fill there, and I feel like it's going to be hard to satisfy everybody with the expectations people are going to have for that movie. And I've loved the Marvel movies up till now. There's not a single one of the 21 Marvel movies that have been released. There's not a single one that I think is bad. My least favorite is Thor: The Dark World, but I don't even hate that. Like I think it's the weakest of 21 films, but I think it's still ultimately a pretty good movie. So when you have a track record of making 21 great movies in a row, you're really destined kind of to drop a turkey in there somewhere. So I hope Avengers Endgame is great. I want it to be great. I already got my tickets. We got our tickets. I want it to be great, but I'm a little worried. It's like Dark Knight. When Dark Knight came out, everyone was so excited for Dark Knight Rises, and I was like, I think people are going to be let down because everyone loves the last one too much. I think they're going to be let down. And also, after Avengers Endgame, most of the main characters are off the table. Like, this is Iron Man's contract's done, and Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, all these guys are done. So other than Spider-Man, we pretty much have second-string characters now. So I don't know. The next phase of the Marvel movies is hard to be excited about because other than Spider-Man, it's all second-string characters. I mean, we do have another Guardians coming. And eventually we're going to get X-Men. So I don't know. I'm a little worried. Joey says it all goes downhill from there. You've already watched Shazam, your most anticipated film of the year. Yeah, it was but you know what? There could always be a surprise. There could be a movie that comes in and it's like, wow, I didn't expect. You know, here's a great example. You know what movie? The Dark Knight in '08. In '08, I was so excited for The Dark Knight. I couldn't wait for The Dark Knight. That was probably my most anticipated film of '08. That and Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which a lot of people don't like that. I enjoy that. The only Indiana Jones movie I don't like is Temple of Doom. I got a lot of problems with Temple of Doom, but that year I was all about Dark Knight and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But then a movie came out that took me by surprise. I liked it better than both of those. I liked it better than Dark Knight, and I liked it better than Indiana Jones. And the movie was Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. I love Hellboy 2. Hellboy 2 was so great. And I went and saw it that summer, and I was like, I wanted to see it because I liked Hellboy 1. But it wasn't a movie that I was that excited to see. And I ended up liking it better than Batman. So you never know. There's always something that could come out and really surprise the hell out of you. So I don't know that it's all downhill because as much as I said Shazam's my most anticipated, and it was, my second and third most anticipated are Star Wars Episode 9 and Avengers Endgame. And one of them could easily be better. And we got another Spider-Man coming out, and that could be great. There's a Godzilla movie coming out. It could be great. So, yeah, Shazam was my most anticipated, but that doesn't mean something's not going to come by and just surprise the heck out of me. You never know. Greg says, apparently Dark Phoenix will be the last X-Men movie with this cast. Yes. Yes, it will. They're saying everyone's being recast except Ryan Reynolds. Which also says to me that Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Colossus probably can't be recast either. If we're keeping Deadpool intact, those guys kind of have to say the same too, don't they? Joey says, Clarissa Explains It All or Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Again, didn't watch either one of them. They kind of aired when I was sort of out of the I kind of stopped watching Nickelodeon after the 80s, probably. I'm an 80s Nickelodeon fanatic. Out of Control. That was my show. Aubrey says, do I have the Star Trek cards? Oh. I got some Star Trek trading cards right here, actually. Got a whole bunch of them. If that's what you mean. Is that what you mean by Star Trek cards? Greg says, Endgame will be awesome, but after that, not much to be excited about. I kind of agree, yeah. Joey says, I wish you had gotten a video of the Garfield costume, but CS didn't highlight it in his video. I was interested in it. I think I have a picture of it because I texted it to my friend and said, hey, do you want this? Give me a second. I'll see. There we go. I don't know if you guys... Oh, there's a glare. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's a pretty... You're getting a glare there. You know what? I'll put it on Instagram. I'll put that on Instagram so you can see it a little better. Mike says, if they're the Star Trek cards Cinema Sickness found a couple weeks ago, I bought them from him. Oh, I didn't even know he found Star Trek cards. Brian says they're making a Lego Movie 2. It's already out. Lego Movie 2 came out in February. It's pretty good, too. Joey says they will get a new Captain America and Iron Man. I think they will eventually. I don't know when, but I think they will eventually. Aubrey says, I love Crystal Skull. I could feel Spielberg throughout the whole thing, and Hellboy 2 was awesome. I agree with you on both of those. Greg says, no way, Temple of Doom is excellent, way better than Kingdom of the Inner Space Alien Skulls. I cannot agree there. I don't like Temple of Doom. I don't like Temple of Doom at all. Yeah, you got to get Dave Perillo going about Temple of Doom. That's always fun. He'll probably go on a rant when we do the Indiana Jones Lunchbox on Lunchbox Punch. Joey says, I really like The Dark Knight, but the internet has ruined it for me. They act like that movie is God's gift to humanity. Aubrey says, do you want some more Star Trek cards? I do like Star Trek cards. Greg says, did I watch Can't Do That? You Can't Do That. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm still kicking myself, man. I'm still kicking myself because in 2002, the studio where they shot You Can't Do That on Television in Canada, it was in Ottawa, they had a convention, a You Can't Do That on Television convention in the studio where they shot the show, and the sets had still been standing since like 1990, which was when the last season, I think, shot. They never took the sets down. So in 2002, they had a convention where you can come and see the sets where they shot the show. And they had a cast reunion, and Christine, a.k.a. Moose, and Lisa Ruddy, and Alistair, and all these guys showed up and did Q&As. And I thought about driving to Canada to go to this thing, and I didn't do it. And I kicked myself because then they struck the sets. The sets are gone now. They don't exist. It was sort of like the last hurrah. I'm like, why did I not go to that? This is before I had a wife and kids. I can't really travel now because I can't. I got a family. But at that time, there was nothing holding me back. I could have done anything I wanted back in those days, and I didn't do it. Let the opportunity slip me by. I'll tell you, Adam the Woo, I look at him and I think this is a guy when he if he ever stops traveling and just like settles down and has a family and everything, and not that he has to do that because not everyone wants the same things out of life. I couldn't imagine my life without my wife and kids, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's what he wants out of life. But if he settles down and stops traveling, he's going to be able to look back at his life someday and say, man, I saw it all. And I look at my life when I could do those things and I didn't do those things. And I feel like I was foolish now because now I can't do those things. And I'm like, why didn't I take advantage of it when there was nothing holding me back? When I was young and single and had no Nothing holding me back. Why didn't I do stuff? But I didn't, and it's too late now. And but you know, Kevin Kubicheski, Greg says. Yes, Kevin Kubicheski was there. Greg says, do I remember that Ryan Reynolds was on a Nick show called 15? Absolutely. In fact, Dave Perillo was obsessed with 15. He used to have him on tape. At least I think he did. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I think Dave Perillo was obsessed with 15. I seem to remember watching episodes of 15 in his mom's basement years ago that he had on VHS. I have that memory. Is it a faulty memory? Possibly. Maybe it's the Mandela effect, but I seem to think that's true. Joey says, did I ever get to check out the sitcom Scrubs? You know what? Weird thing. I didn't watch Scrubs until the last season when they changed the cast. And then so many people said, you got to check out Scrubs. And finally I said, all right, I'll check out Scrubs. And it was the season where the entire cast changed. Now, coming in as a new viewer who didn't watch the show before, I enjoyed the heck out of it. I thought, hey, this is pretty good. Why wasn't I watching this all along? But then all the people who've been watching it all along hated it and said it's terrible now. So it's one of these things. One of these days I got to go back watch the early seasons. Jesse says, I'll probably enjoy John Wick 3. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Joey says, yes, but it was in Ottawa. Yes. Yes, it was. Greg says, I loved You Can't Do That on Television. Visiting the set would have been epic. Absolutely, man. It's a shame I didn't know you in 02. We could have made the trip together. We could have done that. It would have been great. It would have been epic. If we had a time machine, man, we could go back. We could do that. It could be a YouTube video. Whew. Joey says Adam will never settle down. If he has a wife and kids, they will all be traveling in an RV. Brian says, what is my favorite movie? Mine is Full Metal Jacket. I got a bunch of favorite movies. I got to say Back to the Future trilogy, the whole trilogy, all three of them. I love the Back to the Future movies. Joey says, Dave told me Ryan Reynolds has a prosthetic leg at 15. It's probably true. Greg says, I'm making up for lost time now by going to Dragon Con, Star Trek Con, meeting up with the vlogger friends. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'll see you at Dragon Con. Well, I'm looking forward to Dragon Con, man. I can't wait. I'm so excited for Dragon Con. You guys got to drag Sean and Jackie with you. Make sure Sean and Jackie go to Dragon Con because I haven't met them yet, man. I like them. I haven't met them yet, but in person, that is. But man, I'm really looking forward to it. Joey says, if I could take away my visit to Sesame Street, would you go to? No. God, no. As much as I loved You Can't Do That on Television, I would not trade my trip to Sesame Street for anything. My trip to Sesame Street is like just a notch under Kira's birth. Is like one of the best days of my life. By the way, you know, when people talk about the best days of their life, they often say their wedding. I gotta say, my wedding really wasn't one of the best days of my life because I'll tell you why. Number one, it went too fast. It was a blur. It went by so fast. And number two, Christine and I had been together for a while already. We were already a couple. I'd say that maybe one of Christine and I's early dates, or you know, one of them, like while we were dating, I don't know. That probably was more meaningful than the actual wedding day, because the wedding day, it's like, yeah, we're already a couple, and then this day flies by, and it's so fast, and it's stressful, and you're worried, and maybe the honeymoon was actually better, because we went to Universal Studios Florida, we were hanging out, it was the, you know, We didn't have the kids with us. We could just do whatever we wanted. We had several days. But it's like people always say, oh, my wedding day, birth of my kid, those are the best days. And it's like, I got so many great days with my wife, but I don't know that I put my wedding day up there in the top 5 because it was a blur. It went by like that. It was just like, and you know, people, I don't know how many people are married, but if you're getting married, everyone always tells you, oh, the day goes by so fast. It goes by so fast. That's no joke. Like, it really is a blur of a day. It's one of these days where it's like, at the end of the day, you're like, holy God, the day's over already? It just happened so quickly. Oh, boy. Aubrey says, night, night, Joe. Glad you got your live stream up. Do more live streams with my wife. She's great. Hey, if I can get her to do them, I absolutely will. And thanks for coming by. Joey says, Joe, you really need to watch some 90s Nickelodeon. That was the best era of Nick. A lot of people say that. All right, guys, I got to get going. It's like 11:30. I don't know how long we've been going because obviously it took a while to actually get the stream. It says we've been going for an hour and 11 minutes. But I'm tired. I am hopped up on medicine, pain reliever for my tooth, and it does have the side effect of making me drowsy. So I am drowsy. And you can see my eyes. Like, I'm trying to keep my eyes open. But thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks for bearing with me while I was trying to get this stream up and going because of damn YouTube and their new rules. So hopefully soon I'll be able to stream from the phone again. But thanks for coming by. Good night, Greg. Thank you for coming. Good night, Joey. Good night, everybody. Excuse me. Joey says, I have a week to prepare for the next Crazy After Dark. Yes, absolutely. Hopefully there'll be an influx of new. Let me see. Where are we? Let's check the numbers real quick here. Let's check the numbers. I am currently at 874 subscribers. 874 out of 1,000. So we need, let me see, what is that? 1,000 minus 874. We need 126 more subscribers, and I could go from the mobile device again. So maybe we'll be there in a week. Who knows? Good night to everyone. And keep wearing those pajamas. Look at this. I don't even know where I hit to end the stream now. Oh, there it is. End stream. Whole new interface I'm dealing with here. Okay. Keep wearing those pajamas, guys. I'm wearing mine.